what you want to do is, let's follow along with me in page, what are we, 25, right? Page 25. And jump down to, here's the flow of the no. Right here. Okay, jump at the very top where it says script for basic business intro, okay? I'm going to just say it to you in the way, if you need help, this one you don't have to memorize, but it's scripted out, right? I'm just going to start with residual income, and then what I want you to do is, we're going to get really good at this. We still were confused yesterday by the end. One of you raise your hand. You're like, one of you. One of the two of you. Look at your partner. See if they're raising their hand. Okay, one of you raise your hand. You are number 2. The other one raise your hand. You're number 1. We're starting with number 1. Here we go, okay? So, we're going to start with, I'm glad you've decided to learn more about the joy of sharing essential oils, okay? And then listen to me, and number 1, you're going to give this exact story to your partner. So I'm glad you've decided to stay for the joy of sharing essential oils and get a little essential oil snack at the end. That's when you tell them it's at the end so they don't get fussy. Okay? I'm going to try again. I'm glad you decided to stay for the joy of essential oils and get a little essential oil snack at the end. I want to tell you about a story about a man who hauled buckets for a living. He lived far away from the closest water source in a small village. And every day, he would put a stick or a board on his shoulders, and he'd put a bucket on this side and a bucket on that side, and he'd walk to the water source, and he'd dip his buckets, and he'd walk back to the village and sell water back and forth every day. If he wanted to make more money, he had to haul more buckets and work longer. He got tired, and he wanted to change his lifestyle. And one day, inspiration hit him, and he thought, I think I know how to become free. So he decided, with the little money and the little time that he actually had, he decided he was going to build a pipeline. And at first it was harder, because he didn't have a lot of time, a lot of money, and he had to put even more into this idea. And he started building this, and over time it stretched all the way to the village. And the day he turned on the spigot was the day everything changed. Not only was he able to bless himself and the villagers with fresh water, but he was able to create unlimited cash flow just by turning on that spigot. He finally was free. You know, many of us are hauling buckets. And we're wanting more. A lot of us feel trapped. And we're wanting more financial freedom, time freedom, or just to feel more fulfilled. Everyone through doTERRA. As we share the joy of essential oils with other people, can find that time freedom, financial freedom, and more of a purpose. I want you to turn to your partner, number 1, and teach that. seconds, okay? All right, come back to me. Ah! I'm back. Here we go. I want you to look at your book. I know they're working on lights right now. I know it's not as easy as it seems just to turn on some lights. I get it. Hey, I want you to follow along with me. This is this next portion. I'm going to move this forward really quick. This is the next portion so that was the first. Was that easy? Yeah. And after you say that over and over and over again, I can't even tell you how many times I've told this story. A million times. It's also in the build guide, right? Which I actually, by the way, I use the build guides at this part of the class. They're fantastic. They can just look through them. You don't have to have them, so you don't have to spend the money if you don't want to. But when I'm in the US, I use the build guides right here at the business intro. Does this make sense? So they can take home. I like them there. All right, now I want you to read along with me. Everyone look at your books. We're going to just go to doTERRA's mission, page 26. Number 2 is going to teach this to number 1, but we're going to go through it really quickly. It goes like this. And Dan, you're going to go through the slides as we read this. doTERRA's mission is to bring the highest quality essential oils to the world. There are millions of people all over the world today changing their lives and their family's life with doTERRA essential oils. Because the oils work so well, our retention rate is almost 4.5 times the industry average. Typical direct selling companies lead with a business opportunity, and because the product isn't their focus, when people are no longer interested in the opportunity, they stop buying the product. doTERRA is much different. We lead with powerful products that change lives, and people purchase these products regardless of the business opportunity. doTERRA was named the largest essential oil company in the world and is currently blessing people in over 110 countries. Woo-hoo. Isn't that awesome? Woo-hoo. That we're like the biggest the essential oil company in the world is because of us. So cool. So cool. Okay. The vast majority of all doTERRA's products are exclusive and unique. They are led by an executive team with over 150 combined years of experience in this industry. One of the things that means the most to me is how doTERRA creates economic opportunities all over the world in developing nations. Boy, whoever wrote this was really good. Actually, I got a ton of it just from the build guide. It's really a fantastic guide. They give back to disadvantaged communities and pay the growers fairly and teach them how to preserve the agriculture. Now, right now is when you're going to share your own personal experience about, what do you think?
The business.
Healing hands. Now, because I was able to write this, and it's my class, well, I personally handpicked how I would say things so my experience goes with it. So I want to share with you my experience. It doesn't have to be mine. If you want to borrow mine, you can. So it went like this. One of the very best days that I've ever had in doTERRA was the day that me and many other business partners went to a country called Haiti. And at first I was really shocked at all of it was just devastated. They're like, people's houses were smashed, the kids were dirty, people half dressed. I'd never seen poverty like this ever before. And I'd been to Africa before, but I'd never seen something quite like this. And they took us up to a small village way far away from the water source. And the kids didn't go to school because you know what the kids' job was? Their job was to walk to the river that was quite a ways away and get water for the village every single day. That's what the kids did. They didn't go to school. And doTERRA, months and months previous, had taught them how to farm, actually probably almost a year and a half previous to this, taught them how to farm in a way to produce a beautiful essential oil. Do you know what that essential oil is? Vetiver. we went to go see the vetiver fields and how they produce this oil. We were able to see the facility which doTERRA built, and not only did they build a facility for our oil, but that day was the day that doTERRA had built a well and they turned this spigot on. And everybody lined up. They all lined up with their buckets, and I don't think they'd never seen running water before. So literally at the beginning, when the water started coming out, they were fighting to get under the water so that it wouldn't run out. And they were feeling like people were taking, does this make sense? And literally, we had to go and just say, it will keep coming. It won't stop coming. You can wait in line, everybody will get water. And I remember this one man, he was standing there with the bucket, and the water just kept coming into his bucket, and tears just were rolling down his face. He was probably 70 years old. And I just thought to myself, we take so much for granted. We take so much for granted. doTERRA also set up a school, and all the kids were in their school uniforms. It was probably the best doTERRA day I've ever had, and it's amazing to me that we get the opportunity to work hand in hand with a company that not only helps people with their health and their ailments all over the world, but literally lifts up underprivileged communities. Is that not amazing that we get that opportunity? Incredible.